Hey, this is Glenn from the Call of Dusk, and we are trying this again. So, I am about to invite Chris Mahon, to the kick-ass guitar, to join me here. So, this is basically just Chris and I are going to have a little chat about the single that just got released today, the upcoming album, and we'll probably touch on some other things like the other singles that we've either released or have coming down the line. We'll probably make some It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia references, and who knows what else we will do. So he should be coming on any minute now. I am hoping. So, hey, Dave Hughes. Hey, Cass.
Looks so much better with my camera.
Yeah, that is unfortunately the reality of cameras. I don't know why Instagram does not let you go live from a computer. It seems like that would be, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty vain, so yeah. At least
I really like how
here.
you're moving the ring light in front of the camera because normally the phone sits in the ring light.
Oh,
yeah.
well, I'm new to this shit. It's just that the lighting in my actual office is really unflattering. Yeah, it's like this fucking here.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, sorry. It's like that. Like, it looks like shit. Anyway.
All right. And now everyone who has tuned in gets to be sick as we whip our cameras around.
Find the light. Who said that? Pixel Vixen. Who's that? You know that? Oh, hey,
That's
Dave.
Cass. That's Cass.
Oh, hey,
so we've got Dave. We've got Cass. Yeah. Hopefully we might get joined by a few other folks. So
hey, Glenn, real quick.
Yo.
Just you tried this Deftones beer yet?
I haven't.
It's actually really good.
No, wait. I have. Actually,
Oh.
I think Cass and I have had that together.
That's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'll have to try it again. Yeah. I seem to remember liking it, and I do love beer. I wish I had one with me right now.
Where are you at home?
Yeah.
Why don't
here
you?
Here in the studio.
Why don't you?
I'm not keeping beer in the house during the week anymore.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get sexy for when we take the stage, and also our photo shoot tomorrow. So, Cass Tomax, I said hello. Yeah. So,
all right.
So we got our second single out today, "Boot Down the Door," and I was just telling folks a minute ago that I am really fucking proud of that song. I actually listen to it just for my own enjoyment, surprisingly often. Like,
dude, me too. It's a good one. And again, this is my vanity speaking, but I'm especially proud of the guitar solo in that song.
Yeah. Well, let's get right into the part where we interview each other. How did you approach the guitars in general?
Well, okay, so the rhythm guitar part was that came right away. It was like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do for this. And I was just going for your standard, like a little bit of chug, a little bit of that metal chug and that rapid, like, picking in there. I mean, that was obvious what needed to be done. The solo, on the other hand, was not obvious at all. So I swear to God, I recorded that. I probably did 100 takes for that solo because I just was having trouble getting the right one. And finally, on the 100th take, I was like, wait a minute, this is the one, I think. So out of the 100 or so takes that I did, I kept 4 of them. And then I'm like, okay, which one do I like the best? So I had like this really kind of minor scale one that was kind of like, all right, well, this sounds okay. And then I had one that was kind of had more of a bluesy feel to it. And I was like, this is kind of boring. But then there was this one that had all this kind of like jazzy shit going on. And that's the one that oddly enough kind of worked with it. So that's the one I used. And, I gave it to you. It got mixed and mastered and all that. And as soon as I first heard the master version, I'm like, wait, the fucking G string is out of tune. Very, very slightly. And if you listen really carefully, you can hear some of it sounds kind of off, not necessarily in a bad way, but on that one take, I must have forgotten to tune in between takes or something because it's ever so slightly off. But it sounds good.
Didn't you send me a redone version of that?
Not sure. Maybe.
I think you did. Also, Cass, yes, this is being recorded. It will stay on our Instagram, and I'm pretty sure I can also put it on YouTube, which I'm planning on doing. So I don't know who the other folks who have joined us are, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me see who's there. Recon and Gunner's mommy. Oh, it's Susan. Hey, Susan.
Howdy, Susan.
And then Manny. Hey, Manny. And then we got
Manny
Dave,
we got Cass. Yeah, we got a
nice little thing out here.
Nice little group going. I hope you all have had a chance to check out the song. We were just discussing how much we like our own work. So, yeah, gosh, how did the song come about? It's did I tell you where this song like really came from?
Actually, I don't think I heard the story behind this one. I just know it's called "Boot Down the Door," and it's kind of aggressive, and I like it.
So it started. I don't know how I found myself watching old videos of Jake the Snake Roberts.
Nice.
From WWF. I think I was showing Katie something. That's my wife, for anybody here who might not know. I think I was just showing her something because he's doing work in AEW as a manager now.
Oh, right on.
And I'm gonna try not to be too much of a wrestling geek here, but so I was showing her some of his old work in WWF, and I was like, man, that entrance theme, that's a fucking synthwave banger right there. I want to try to recreate one of the synth sounds. So the main driving synth that the song starts with before it really blows up, I was trying to recreate that sound, and I failed fucking miserably. Just nowhere even close. But I really liked what I landed on, and it still had that. It had like even more of a driving feel if I kept it sort of, for lack of a better term, pulsing fast enough. And that was really where that started. And then the drums the rest of the song just came really quickly after that. I just felt like it needed some aggressive drums, and it needed some of that thick ghost, synthwave style ghost bass. And then this was actually the first song that for this project that I have played actual bass on as well. So yeah, I really went nuts with the low end on this one, and I remember having to I remember having to turn that down in the mix the first time we mixed it, because it was just like it was like rattling the car, you know.
Cool. I mean, it works.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it
really I
works.
really like how it came out. Um, it's no Jake the Snake Roberts theme, but it is. I did feel like it was exactly what I wanted to do for this project at that particular moment.
Yeah,
And
the first thing I'm gonna do when we're done is listen to that Jake the Snake Roberts song now.
it's great. It's great. I'm gonna have to make another attempt at trying to create that sound
Okay, why not?
because that initial
So
sound
weird.
is just so perfect for wrestling in the late 80s, you know, late 80s and early 90s. But yeah, and then yeah, then oh, you mentioned the title, Boot Down the Door.
Yeah,
Uh
let's hear about that.
yeah, so that's basically an homage. I so there's a few songs that we have where uh the title is kind of a tribute to somebody else, and by which I mean I completely just rip off the title of one of their songs totally shamelessly. Uh, Run Like Hell, obviously, is a Pink Floyd song. It's also a Nine Inch Nails song from the from one of the two newer Ghosts albums that they did,
Okay.
both of which I happen to be listening to at the time. But for Boot Down the Door, uh, for some reason, when I was listening to it, it reminded me of this punk band I really love called Oi Polloi. They're really angry Scottish punk, you know, and they have a song called "Boot Down the Door." And I was like, I'm just gonna steal that title because I really like these guys. That title fucking rules. It sounds like what I want this what I in my mind, if I imagine like a music video, I do imagine, either a police raid or, um, you know, uh, just some kind of conflict and somebody booting down a door. Either way, I just,
Oh,
and I figured as a bonus, I would get to talk about Oi Polloi sometime in something band related, an interview, or later on when we came up with the idea of doing these things. This thing.
hey, Tammy just joined.
Hey Tammy.
Sweetie, I'm borrowing your ring light. Thank you. Or
That's
falling through a door.
oh my god. What wait, what Cass, what makes you bring up that incident?
What incident, Glenn?
Uh Cass Cass, who is joined in the chat room here, is a friend of mine, and she and I got really, really obnoxiously drunk one time at uh, at the DNA lounge. We
As one does.
uh yeah, because of doors, obviously. Uh yeah, but we like really overdid it. We went to a beer bar beforehand, and
Oh,
I think we were already tipsy when we got to the DNA lounge, and then we started drinking whatever their special drink of the night was, which I'm pretty sure was blueberry vodka and blueberry Red Bull. It was delicious.
really?
Very
Because
easy
that
to
sounds gross.
by delicious. I mean, no, actually, it was pretty good. I think there might have been something else in there. Nah, Cass, this is our fault. Uh, I think there might have been something else in there to make it taste better. I don't know, man. I was like blackout drunk by the end of it. Um, anyway, some shenanigans happened at DNA Lounge that I'm not necessarily going to go into here. And then,
Fair
and
enough.
then, uh, John was driving us home, and we were just driving him fucking insane. Just being really loud and drunk and obnoxious. And then Jess, my roommate at the time, was hosting game night, and I just fell through our front door. Just opened the door and came flying in, scared the shit out of everybody. Oh, who is this?
This is Mina.
Mina.
She's angry. She just had a trip to the vet, so sorry. She
Oh,
was yelling at me. So hello,
hi
Mina.
Mina.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, she's mad. But anyway, sorry. Go on.
No,
Didn't
no,
mean to interrupt.
that's it. I fell through the door, scared the shit out of everybody. Had a horrible hangover the next day. That's that's
Okay.
uh that's my.
Sounds like par for the course at DNA Lounge.
I don't know. Like I said, there's more I'll tell you when we're not doing it in front of.
When we're not live. Yeah,
Yeah, when
gotcha.
we're not live. Um. So, we talked about the name of the song and uh, its general inspiration and the guitar parts. Um, what else can we talk about with it? Or should we skip over and talk about the album that's coming out?
I mean, what else is there to talk about the song? But there's plenty to talk about with the album.
There's plenty to talk about with the album.
Fuck it, let's talk about the album then.
All right.
Wait, I
So,
can swear on this, right?
what was that?
I can swear on this, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, shit, it's
All
the
right,
internet.
cool. I mean, I don't know what the fucking rules are. Shit.
Yeah, or fucking internet shit. I don't know
Yeah.
if they can do it on podcasts. I can do it on my own fucking Instagram.
Right?
Yeah. Um. So yeah, the album we've got one more single coming out in just a few weeks on the 25th, if I remember correctly.
Right on.
Um, that is going to be Molotov Cocktail, uh, which is a fully electronic song um, that I actually wrote specifically to open the album. And then I found myself really annoyed because it was like one of my favorite tracks on the album. Um,
I hate that track, so I'm not on it. Just
yeah,
kidding. I actually really like that track. It's also one of my favorite tracks on the album. So
yeah. Thank you.
yeah,
That track
yeah.
was
Good
actually,
job, bud.
yeah. Thank you. We should actually save talking about that track for after that one
Yeah,
comes out.
maybe yeah. Let's put a pin in that one. And
Yeah, yeah. I'll just say that that one was a pain in the ass. But um, yeah. So the album that we've got coming out, it's going to be called "It's Just a Color, but It Burns." Um, that is, uh, it's a, and that title is kind of multi layered. Um, one of the things that really inspired the album as a whole was the protests of the summer of 2020, you know, and just the uh, the civil rights and Black Lives Matter protests in general, and the response to them, and the entire socio-political situation around them. And you know, it fucking sucks. And uh, a lot of the darker aspects of the recording just come from how I feel about uh, everything that was and is going on, because we have still got a hell of a long way to go uh, in those regards.
hmm
And then we were uh, I was watching The Color Out of Space with Katie. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't.
Are you
Just
familiar with the story?
no. Give us a quick rundown.
So it's an H.P. Lovecraft story,
Oh,
and
awesome.
it was always one of my favorite one of my favorite of his stories. Uh, it is about a family that lives on a farm, and a basically this meteor that contains a weird nebulous color that isn't a color on our known spectrum. Uh, Mayhan, am I losing you? Nope, there you
I
are.
just lost you.
Uh, oh, yeah. Well, one of us lost the other. Anyway,
Okay, so
uh,
color, but not
so
on the spectrum.
this thing crashes onto their farmland and starts to mutate a bunch of shit and just causes everything to go to hell in all of the traditional Lovecraftian ways. So the movie, The Color Out of Space, is stars Nicolas Cage, and
Yeah.
it was made right after Mandy, and so it's very much in this late era. People finally know how to use Nicolas Cage's genius era of his career, um, and it's the easily the best adaptation of a Lovecraft uh, story that I've ever seen. It You can't really make a non-existent color because just you can't. So they went with a really bright and awesome like uh, pink magenta color, but they
Okay.
sort of just gloss over it because that's really the least important part of everything. But you should see it. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's got Nicolas Cage being crazy in a different way than he was in
Okay.
Mandy. It has got some absolutely grotesque body horror in it, and uh, it's but it's also like just beautiful. Like it is such a good looking movie, and it's everything you could want. I walked out of that movie so happy when we saw it, and
You know
it
what?
was like a couple
I
days
kind
before
of,
lockdown.
I'm thinking I might have seen that movie, or it's very similar to another movie that I did watch. All right.
Was
Well,
there a
I'll check it. I'll check it out.
horrifying scene with alpacas?
Maybe.
Well, you should definitely watch it. If you can't remember whether you've seen it, you should watch it because it
Yeah.
fucking rules. Um,
Yeah.
Made by the same guy who made Hardware back in the 90s.
Wait,
That
what?
post
I'm sorry. Like you're kind of cutting in and out.
No, boo. It's made by the
Yeah.
same guy that made
Here,
that
you know what, son? Hold on.
post-apocalyptic movie Hardware.
Hold
See?
on.
All right, everybody, just look at the upper half of the screen now. So this is what we ended up talking about. A little bit about music, a little bit about movies. I'm surprised we haven't hit on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia yet, or other random shit. I fear I have lost Mayhan altogether. And I have. So I'm inviting him back in. Ah, there you
There
are.
we go. Yeah. So my
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is kind of shitty, guys. So I just switched it off. Probably gonna get charged up the ass for data, but whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. You know what? Your picture looks a lot better. I can actually see your face.
Oh, you couldn't before?
It was really pixelated. You know, it was just low
Yeah.
resolution.
Yeah.
So
Well, again, my Wi-Fi is fucking garbage. So
yeah. Anyway, so we should probably talk just a little bit more about the record. Um,
okay.
how are you feeling about the upcoming record?
To be completely honest with you, like I haven't really thought about it a whole lot, just because it kind of seems like, oh, I'm releasing a record. I've never done that before. It's kind of weird, and I don't know how to process it. So I'm just gonna not think about it right now.
Have you not
Because
released
I've been on I've been on recordings and been on shit that people have released, but when have we ever released an actual album where we're, getting hard copies made, where we're promoting it? That's never really happened, you know?
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've done it, and everything that we've done has been sort of either uh, everything that we've done since Tesseract 7 has either been like short-lived or sessiony or just ran into whatever problems.
Or just,
Uh,
like so many times happens with fucking every band, just nothing really came of it. I mean, I've been on tons of recordings, with you and like, I've done other shit too. Like, there's probably a couple people on here who I've recorded with, but
mhm.
just for whatever reason, nothing ever came of it, and that's common. So this is the first time that I've actually, I think, been on a release where I'm going to be credited, where we're on fucking BMI, where we're releasing hard copies of something, where it's not just a demo.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I haven't really, the full impact of it hasn't really hit me yet because I sort of don't know how to feel about it. But I mean, overall, it's fucking awesome.
yeah,
But like, I don't know, it's kind of like, it's really happening.
yeah.
It's weird. I'm weird. Don't pay any attention to me.
No, it's no, I cannot tell you how excited I actually am about this record. Um,
Don't believe me. I know.
I, it's been a long time since I've taken a musical project really seriously.
Yeah.
Um, Probably in like 15, maybe more years. Most of what I've done musically has just been, as I started developing my day job into a career, most of the music that I've worked on has either been like, I'm just going to make some stuff in my room for fun. Um, I'm just going to mess around with this, or, I'll be part of a project that is fun but not very serious, like Robo Beat 'em Up, which is very humor based, and you know, it's. I'm not saying that we don't that I don't like what we do, but it's not the same kind of artistic satisfaction.
Yeah.
And this feels great. It feels like I'm really returning to uh, a place that I should have been this whole time, and that I don't know how I ever got out of. So, especially especially with making a physical record.
Yeah.
Um, so, for anybody watching this right now who doesn't know, we're going to be pressing It's Just a Color to vinyl. And I am a vinyl collector now, but even long before I got into vinyl, even when I first started music, I always wanted to have um, I always wanted to have an LP of my own music, because one thing I always loved, when I'd go looking through my parents' record collection, was just how big the art was, and there were a few times I'd go digging through there just so I could look at like how cool these records are, even though we didn't have a record player and my parents' collection was just sort of under a tarp in the corner of the garage. But um, as long as I can remember, it's been my dream to have a record, and I don't know why I haven't made that happen before. Um, and when we were finishing up this album and during the last stages of mixing, I was just running through the whole thing, and I was like, man, now's the time. This is the best music I've done in a damn long time. I actually think it's some of the best music I've ever done, and part of that might just be because it's the newest thing I've done. But I honestly, you know, am so excited about it. I was like, I think this is the time to pull the trigger. And so, yeah, uh, there will be vinyl, and I'm gonna have a a big thing mounted on my wall with possibly two things, so I can have the front cover and the back cover. I don't know.
Me too.
Yeah,
Like
but
I'm actually like that's the big thing for me is like a physical release, like of something that I was a part of.
yeah,
'Cause it almost never gets to that point, man. And this is the first
I
time it's
know.
actually gotten to that point. It's fucking rad, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, and it's funny. I find it funny because you and I always have these like brushes with really cool things, and we never, something always never quite works out, you know. Um,
Yeah.
but you know, now with uh, so the record is going to be, I'm sending the record in to be mastered for vinyl on Tuesday, so
Okay.
specifically mastered for vinyl. And then I'm going to place, and then it'll come time to place the order with the the pressing plant. And shit, I completely lost my train of thought there. Um,
Mastered for vinyl, something something pressing plant. I yawned
Whatever.
because not
Oh
because
yeah,
I'm bored,
no,
but because yeah.
I know where I'm going with this.
Okay. Okay.
The other really exciting thing is that as long as I've been a musician, I've always wanted to have a record label. Not like a record deal. I've always wanted my own record label,
Yeah.
and I think you knew that because I think I've been talking about it for my entire
Oh,
life.
20 fucking years. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, my my good friend John and I are starting one. And if you go searching through the, you know, and you know this, Mahon, but for anybody else watching, if you go searching through like the, you know, the BMI catalog or whatever, you'll find that the songs are licensed to uh, are licensed to Foulest Witch Records.
Oh,
Oh,
there we
yes.
go.
Club on all the artwork made for the album and single releases. Yes. So
Good call, Cass.
thank you,
Good call.
Cass.
Good call.
Thank you. So, uh, my bestie Jessica is a brilliant artist, and when we started recording this, I knew that I knew that I wanted her to be sort of in charge of the artwork because she always has these really cool ideas. And so I brought the concepts to her. Uh, the idea of like we're working on this album. It's instrumental, but the theme is witchcraft in a cyberpunk world, and it's inspired by, you know, just everything going on around us, both in our personal lives and uh, the protests and the issues with police and the pandemic and just the complete shit show that has been the last few years, you know, and things like having to even just shit like having to, you know, delay my wedding and all of that. It has been miserable. So I brought all of that to her, and she started designing out this idea for the album. And I'm not gonna describe the album artwork because I just sort of want people to see it when we first reveal it.
Or
But it very much fits in line with that theme of witchcraft in a cyberpunk age. And so she kind of floated the idea of wanting to, um, if we're doing these singles, she wanted to do an expansion of this initial cover that is basically going to show other instances that take place in the same world. Um, so the first cover that she did was for Outrun the Law, which makes sense because that's our first single. And I don't remember if I don't remember who was supposed to be the first, who was originally supposed to be the model for that, but um, she had this idea that she wanted a witch with a line of police behind them, behind uh, her or him or they. Um, and I, we ended up going with my good friend and her husband, Craven, and he has a fairly androgynous figure. So we thought that he would be perfect for this. So we went over there. So I went over there and I brought a green screen from that Katie had in her car, you know, because she's a filmmaker. And we set up the green screen in the garage there, and uh, we dressed Craven up, and it was real fun. You know, put a corset on him, put a cloak on him, and I Jessica was painting his face, and I was painting sigils on his body, and it was just a good time. And then, you know, uh, if you go on Instagram, you can see a bunch of behind the scenes photos of us in that shoot, and we're just all drinking beers, having a good time. I look particularly greasy because we decided to dye my hair at the same time, so I'm in like my shittiest clothing with like a really gooey head, and it was hot down there, so Jessica's not wearing pants. It's just a ridiculous scenario that was a lot of fun. And then to go with that, I got some just image stock stock photographs of police sort of in the area that we wanted them, and then Jessica compiled all that and did a lot of. There's a lot of really cool detail in that artwork. Like she has digital blurring on all of the cops' faces, which she got that idea from. If I remember correctly, and I want to have her on for one of these things so I can ask her all these things. But I think she said she got the idea from a group of police who were covering their badges during the protests. Um, so yeah, and then she just made that, she compiled all of these images into one image that looks great, and then put all this cool sort of digital altering and distortion on it, and it looks fantastic. And then the the second cover is the one for today's single, which everyone should go check out right after this, um, "Boot Down the Door." And the idea there was to have uh, a witch in virtual reality, uh, doing something specific. And the more I'm talking about this, the more I'm thinking, you know what, I really do want to have Jessica talk more about this. So I'm going to go much more high level this time. But that was our good friend Luma. Um, and she has the coolest place. I think we took more pictures of her for the album cover and the single cover and various other things than we took of like everybody else combined, because she just had cool outfit after cool outfit, and her uh the place where she lives has just like fucking cool room after cool room, and you know,
Nice.
like giant purple walls that she painted with like this cool black stencil, and like a Victorian couch with a checkerboard carpet in front of it, uh, and right behind it these
It
kind of
sounds like
like
my fucking dream house, dude.
Yeah, and right behind it, these like dirty warehouse windows overlooking, an industrial area, and it's super cool. It's a shame we probably won't get to. It's a shame we probably won't get. I mean, obviously we won't get to use all of those pictures, but it's a shame we probably won't even get to use something out of every set. But she will actually be. She will be very prominently featured on the album cover, as will a number of other models, and obviously she is the model for Boot Down the Door. And then I don't I don't think I've made have we made the cover for Molotov Cocktail public yet?
Nope.
I don't think we have. I'm going to talk about that now though, and that's going to be the last one I talk about. Um, but for that one is just me and Jessica, with assistance from Craven. Oh, something I should really mention here too. So Jessica took the pictures for Outrun the Law. Uh, Katie, my wife, took the pictures of Luma for the album cover and for Boot Down the Door. So Katie is actually the photographer there. And the concept for the Boot Down the Door artwork actually came from Craven. And Craven had that idea that I really fucking loved. And then Jessica made it into this amazing artwork that you see today. And um, it kind of bums me out that these are only digital for now. Particularly Outrun the Law. That one will probably always be digital, but I'm thinking about possibly releasing Boot Down the Door as one side of a 7-inch. In which case, people will get to see that artwork in like a real cool format. But then the next single, Molotov Cocktail, is this was fun. I put together an actual witch bottle, um, using various plants and nails and uh, other stuff, and made like a real witch bottle and did it very
Yeah.
ritualistically. Um, Even though I don't necessarily believe, uh, I just wanted to make it as authentic as possible. And then we went out into a parking lot, uh, uh, with a big bucket of water, and I stuffed a hunk of t-shirt rag into the top of it, and we set that on fire. And Jessica took a bunch of pictures of it real quick, and then Craven yanked the rag out and threw it into the bucket of water. So that cover is going to be a lot more simple, but it's also a lot more like punk rock, which I really like. And it's literally just my hand holding a witch bottle that's being used as a Molotov cocktail. And
Nice.
I really hope people can tell that there's more inside of there than just the green liquid, which the green liquid, just to go with the cyberpunk theme, I felt like I needed something a little cyber to throw in there. So I uh, sliced open like 8 glow sticks and dumped the liquid in there. So that green liquid is all glow stick fluid. But yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that one I'm looking forward to. I really like all of the artwork. Jessica has done a fantastic job. Katie has been great as a photographer, and we have gotten to work with uh, just a whole variety of uh, different awesome models, from professionals like Luma and Mojo, who you'll see on the single, both the album and the single after the album, and then but all the way down to like just some friends that we think have a cool place, like Goody, you know. He had this really awesome look. So, uh, he's
or
got,
Tammy.
or Tammy. Tammy's got this awesome look. I have to apologize to Tammy. I often forget about her being in there only because she sent in her artwork so fucking long ago. Like when we first came up with this idea, the whole concept was we're going to do something that we're going to do something with these models that they can do themselves that
Yeah,
they don't have to leave isolation to do. And Tammy was like Johnny on the spot, man. She got the pictures right to us, and then we had a couple of our initial models fall off, and then we had to go on the hunt for others. And then uh, the reason Luma, Goody, and the reason Luma, Goody, and Mojo really stick out to me and tend to be the ones that I talk about when I talk about this is because I was actually there taking, with
yeah.
Katie taking pictures of them, and I was there when Jessica was taking pictures of Craven. So, yes, that's where the artwork came to be, and I hope that I actually left something in there for Jessica to talk about because I do want to have her in for one of these to talk about that. I also actually really want to have Katie uh, come in for one of these because she made that really cool music video for Outrun the
Yeah.
Law,
Yeah.
you know, and she really went above with that because I just wanted her to make like a visualizer. I was like, just give me some kind of glitchy looking 15-second loop, and she's like, how about I make a video? So, so if anybody hasn't watched that video, you totally should. It's rad. So yeah, I have been talking a lot, and now my mouth is dry. Where's my water? So, yeah. What have you? What are your thoughts at this point, Mehan?
My thoughts at this point on what?
I don't know. How do you think the artwork's coming out?
I like the artwork, but in all fairness, my sense of an artwork is kind of dog shit. So I mean, it looks good to me, but then again, I'm not. My sense of art is not visual. It's audio.
Yeah. No,
But
I,
I
I
do really like the artwork that we've done so far.
yeah, I'm the same way. Um, I'm very, I am very much a audio oriented person, and
Yeah,
I can come up with some basic concepts for artwork, but you know, I'm lucky. I have a lot of people around me who can bring a lot of the things that I think of to life, and Jessica is one of them. So she has brought this really cool point of view to the artwork, and it's nothing like I would have ever thought of or created. I probably would have done something. I probably would have done something much more cliche, like not to bag on any dark synth artists out there, but you know, about 70% of them have like, cyberpunk looking comic book artwork, you
yeah,
know, and I probably would have just tried to get somebody to do something like that, or just taken some random picture out in a field that is not even like, has no any thought behind it. Um, but I'm lucky. I've got Katie, my wife, who is very talented in the ways of film. I've got Jessica, who is a brilliant artist. I really wish that she was, doing that uh, on a larger scale because she's fucking great. And in similar veins, I get to work with with people like you, Mayhan. Um, you know, who just uh, I love that I can hand you a song that is in my mind as far as I can get with it, and I don't usually have to. I don't know if this has ever occurred to you. I don't usually give you any notes or tell you what I'm looking for.
You
You know,
generally don't.
yeah, I don't need to because you have this amazing ability to just do exactly what I want, whether I know it's what I want or not. And I fucking love that about working with you. You are definitely one of the people that I consider myself very privileged to get to work with artistically.
And
So
again, though, likewise, but also when you send me stuff, it's usually, I think you and I have been working together for so long that it's just like when you send me stuff, I kind of like almost subconsciously, I'm like, okay, this is what I should do here. And I think this is what Glenn would like, I think this is like, I think this is the right thing to do for this project. I think we've just over, the 2 decades that we've been working together on shit, I think we've developed a kind of synergy. Like
yeah,
where we just kind of like automatically know what the other one is looking for. And it's super easy. Like honestly, it's really low effort for me because when you send me a track like say this track that we've been talking about, Boot Down the Door, it was like I already like within 30 seconds of hearing the track, I'm like, okay, this is what belongs here. Like Glenn's gonna fucking dig this.
and I
Like I told you, it was
do.
so easy to come up with that rhythm part. I like didn't even have to think about it. The
Yeah,
solo, which is usually my kind of milieu, was the thing that I was like super indecisive about, and that's because it was like my own shit.
yeah, but it came out great. It came
Well,
out
thank you.
it came out perfectly for the song, and
Awesome.
yeah, I really hope that anybody who has been watching this and anybody who watches it later on YouTube, uh, really go check out the song.
Yeah.
Not to like pat myself on the back or anything,
Fuck
but I
that.
think
Pat yourself on the back.
we did a fucking killer job with
Yeah,
this
maybe
one.
this is a killer fucking song. We should be proud of it.
Yeah, this if I am being completely honest, this is so much better than any song that started as an attempt to recreate a synthesizer from the Jake the Snake entrance music
I was gonna say,
should
say the
should
whole thing.
ever
Say the
be.
whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, you know. But also, after you check out Boot Down the Door, actually, here's a fun thing for everybody. After you listen to Boot Down the Door, go look up Jake the Snake's old entrance music,
I'm
and
gonna.
the very first synthesizer is what I was trying to recreate, and I fail miserably. It's not even close. I love what I created, but like I love that sound, and I love the song that built up around it. But as far as actually recreating the Jake the Snake synthesizer sound, it is an abject miserable failure.
Ooh,
Like it's not even
hold on.
close.
Here we go. Hold on. Looking it up right now. I'm
No.
not even gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Y'all hear that?
Not really. I can hear the lead line, which is not what I'm talking about. You know,
Are you talking about that?
I, I think so. The thing that gets that like weird metallic sound now and
Yeah.
then. Yeah, that.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it sounds nothing like that, but it sounds fucking cool, and I can see why you would want to recreate it because it's definitely useful, and you should definitely try to recreate that for a future track.
I will try. I will
Yeah.
try. I've been gearing up to start working on new things. I I bought a cowbell. No,
Nice.
I'm actually dead serious. I was I I still want to keep going with the electronic. Cass, I'm not 100% sure what you mean by that, but if you tell Alexa to play Boot Down the Door uh, by by the Call of Dusk, she will play it. It's on all of those things. So, but yeah, I was thinking for the next record for the fun dancey songs, I wanted to just sort of up the energy a little bit, and so I bought a bunch of like random percussion shit. So
Okay.
you know, cowbell,
Cool.
tambourine, uh, a skull shaker.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So none of that will be like really prominent, but I always find that having just those little things sort of low in the mix just adds a little bit of life to a track.
Yeah.
So I want to experiment with more real uh, percussion, the kind of percussion that a lot of people think is cheesy, but behind those hard hitting drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so what time are we at? Do you know?
We are at 7:08.
Wow. We actually managed to do this for a lot longer than I thought. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this whole deal here, and
All right.
Katie and I are gonna go out to Epidemic and have ourselves a celebratory beer, and then I'm gonna go over to uh, get my hair done for the photo shoot tomorrow.
Right on.
Yeah. So I will see you at 8:30.
Shit. Yes.
I know it's a shitty thing to hear on a Friday night, right?
I mean, okay. No, well, keep in mind, I live an hour and a half away from you, so that means I have to leave here at 7, which means I have to wake up at 6.
Love you too, Cass. We will. Yeah.
Eh?
Cass is giving us hearts.
Oh, right
Yeah,
on. We will have fun, Cass. Thank you.
we will. Yeah. So it'll be a good time. We've got two
Oh, yeah.
locations, and it'll be it'll be good. We'll have some photographs in that physical record that we're so excited about. Yeah, as well as on Bandcamp. I don't think any of the other streaming services allow for things like digital booklets or anything, but
Yeah.
Bandcamp does. So anybody who buys the album through Bandcamp, even if you don't buy the vinyl version, which you should, you'll still get all the artwork digitally. It might be formatted a little differently, but you'll get it. So, all
Right
right.
on.
I'm going to go celebrate the release of our second single. Thank you, Cass and Dave, and everybody else who tuned in tonight. And thank you to anybody watching this later on YouTube.
Luma, I think, too.
Yeah.
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 I think we
So,
probably missed some people, but you know what? It was nice talking to y'all.
yeah, I'm sure we
All
did.
right,
There
Glenn.
was a
Well,
point in
I'll see you
time
tomorrow, buddy.
where yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody else, go listen to Boot Down the Door.
Yeah,
And
dig it.
yeah, play it loud. It's a loud one. All right.
All right.
Now I'm going to try to figure out how to close this thing.